Hey everybody, and welcome to another list video. Today we're going to be talking about who we think the best investigators are for the Path to Carcosa campaign. I'm going to preface this by saying we're going to not say outright spoilers, but there's going to be some implications of spoilers, or we're going to mention stuff in campaigns.
The implications.
So if you do not want to be spoiled, you probably want to click away. But before you click away, go hit that like button and that subscribe button, because it's the only thing that gives me meaning. So go do that. And let's dive in with our first section, which is investigators that like to take horror. So we have a few for this one, and there is a big reason. Spoiler alert one last time. You want to go away. At a certain point in the campaign, you have the choice to either heed a character's warning or ignore it. And if you heed it, if anyone during setup or gameplay says Haster, they take a horror.
Yeah.
And if you can cheat and take advantage of that, that's just juicy. So with this section, these three investigators we have here are specifically investigators that can really cheat that. And just being able to say the H word, I think I was going back and making our playlists of our old playthroughs. And in all of our descriptions, I had stuff saying we can't say the name Jeff. Because we'd always, in one of them, we just called him Jeff each time.
Yeah.
Which is just...
I remember that.
Yeah. I forgot completely, but I know in the first one we botched it.
Yeah.
We said it all the time, and we took so much damage, but...
Yeah, the first time we got to the last scenario, we lost, definitely, because we took way too much for the horror.
So what's
just reading cards.
Yeah, just
the game tries to trick you into saying it.
No!
Lots.
So your first time through, it's really cool and fun. Your second time, you have a handle on it. Then your third time, you're like, how can I frickin' break this? And we have three investigators who break this. One of them is Tommy Muldoon. He gets money when assets die.
Or bullets.
Yeah, or bullets. And just being able to kill something to get a bunch of money does seem pretty sweet just by saying a word in the game.
Just loading pieces of the teddy bear into his rifle.
Yeah, he's got an ally like Brother Xavier who's got 2 heart damage on him or whatever, and just load him up with horror.
Yeah, it's just free damage and free money.
It is.
Just for saying a word. Speaking though of free damage, the investigator that I think takes the best advantage of the Haster rule is Agnes Baker. So her ability is after one or more horror is placed on Agnes Baker, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location, limit once per phase. So after you draw a card during your upkeep phase, you're like, I gotta kill this enemy, so I'm just gonna say Haster, and then it just goes away.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Just gone.
Enemy phase. Midway between hunter movement and enemies attacking you.
Yep.
Yeah, just pop him.
Just kill them. Get rid of them.
He's got 1 health left. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Take him away, toys.
Also, any investigator that can play Kievis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is all of them.
Which is everybody's.
We should have just had one. We should have one that was just Kievis.
Yeah.
Another investigator that can take advantage of this is Calvin Wright.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, on the face value, there's that thing where you have horror on you. You can bump up your stats. Even on a test, you can you can draw the token and then just be like, hey, Haster, I done it. I just played a lucky.
Yeah.
However, in the final scenario, you can't die from horror. So you could literally have the biggest numbers.
I just hope you don't draw possession.
Yeah. So there's a little risk there, but you could really be a little bit spicy there with Kelvin by saying the H word.
Rolling up with 20 book.
Yeah.
6 string bar cool. I'll commit sharp vision.
I've done it. The only downside is that that's just a big number. It doesn't actually do anything else.
Yeah, you gotta make numbers like that play.
Yeah.
They don't just do it on their own.
Yeah.
Although on the plus side, sometimes the game's test brain 4 and you're 27.
Yeah.
Then you die.
Yeah, because you drop possession and you're just fucking
you just explode.
Yeah. All right, next one here. This one is dedicated to Bryn. We have investigators with good movement.
Zoom in.
Why is this important, Bryn?
Alright, so this is There's an asylum. If you don't get out of it, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
You do get to read an extra little bit of flavor that I personally have read 3 times.
There's a bad time there a lot of the time.
Yeah. There are several encounters in this game, including like the first one. That the part that's difficult about it is that you got to go from one side and then back again usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to do it more than once because you needed to go get something at the other side and then come back, and then you need to go to a different third location. So lots of movement will help you to deal with that.
Yeah.
Monterey Jack is here because he gets to play the 2 colors that are really good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even having the card that just is like get me out of here or whatever it is, just like have a resign button.
Yeah, you're playing Monterey Jack and you sit down and you're like, I can reveal 3 new locations before breakfast. Still have my turn left to play.
Yep.
I had my first curtain call scenario that I could remember where the man in the powder mask appeared in a lobby doorway location as opposed to the backstage. Oh my god, it makes that scenario so much easier when that happens.
I believe it.
So like having movement is very important.
Big.
Another investigator who has good movement is no surprise here, Luke Robinson, man. Like the best mover in the game, right? Like, and then also he has another thing too. In the last scenario, every location is revealed off the get-go.
Yeah,
go wherever you want and do whatever you want.
Yeah,
be whoever you want. Nah, you have to be Luke Robinson, but like,
it's a pretty good person to be.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Yeah, so he has that little thing going for him as well.
He's also representative for the Purple Investigators who get access to astral travel, which is pretty nice in this campaign.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
Not that he needs it, but...
No, yeah, he could play... He's sitting there with astral travel, like, why don't I just get this space weed?
Yeah.
I don't need this.
All right. Our next section is... investigators who are good at evading. Travis, I'll take you for this one because you added this one here.
Yes, there's like a bunch of big enemies that are scary, especially in the back half of the campaign, that are pretty easy to evade, as well as a couple of scenarios that spawn a scary enemy midway through. Like you have to deal with them in some capacity, and evading is the easiest way to deal with them.
Yeah.
The Beast of Aldebaran shows up a couple times. Spectre of Death, I think it's called, shows up in the catacombs. And there's also that guy who chases you around,
organist.
The organist. You can evade him.
Yeah, like that one it's built around, like one half of that is built around evading him because he's chasing after you, right?
Or you can like just sit there and entertain Big Butt Baby in the first scenario until you guys are ready to kill him.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Rita's especially good at that because she can play Peter, who stops the Big Butt Baby from just killing you with horror eventually.
Yep.
Because
she
will do that.
She does only have 5, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't evade it indefinitely, but like...
Well, you can, but you need to have a plan for how to make that happen.
Yeah. Another one who's good at evading, it's no surprise, is Finn Edwards. He gets a free action every turn to evade. Good job, Finn, you did it. The low brain isn't as much of a... Like, it's always still a risk, but it's not like a Return to the Circle or... I mean, a Frozen in Fear is still going to ruin your frickin' day, but...
You have to play logical reasoning to eat that, as well as solve your sanity-related problems. He also has access to...
Peter.
Yeah, Peter and Liquid Courage. Staple of the past. Days gone by.
Yeah. I like it in Rex because it costs 1.
Yeah.
No, sorry, not Rex. Dex. Yeah. So close.
I'm playing one in our current game.
Yeah.
That's my 5th green card because...
You need it.
It's just fine.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm real greedy and I need to get drunk to forget about it.
Yep.
And then also, you don't need to play because it's green, and I don't need to play because Bryn's going to give us the liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, plus my teammates have, like, really high brain scores.
Yeah.
So.
All right, next one here. We've already kind of talked about this. This is investigators who can play Pete Sylvester or Alter Fate. Pete Sylvester, I mean, obviously he's just a really good card, but he also soaks horror for you, which is important for the Haster rule, as we mentioned earlier. And also just like horror is kind of like the thing for this one. Like it deals a lot of horror, kind of makes you go crazy, and having a soak for that is really good. Likewise with Alter Fate, there are a bunch of...
Like Straight Jacket.
So yeah.
A bunch of treacheries that like sit in play and cause problems for people. They're not necessarily like hard to deal with, but unwieldy.
Mm-hmm.
they're kind of awkward in a lot of cases, and to be able to just like pop one of them for free is really nice.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and we have a few ones here that are just
red characters.
Silas Marsh and then Min.
Yeah.
She can also do them. Yeah.
She is bonus king in yellow flavor.
Yeah, that is true. That is
does.
actually really why she made it here.
She also gets to play with logical reasoning to just pop terrors.
And logical reasoning 4.
Yeah. You show up and she's like, Haster's not even real.
Are you stupid?
What is it? Massive conviction? No,
Yeah. Massive doubt.
Yeah. But like it's like
Strongly
convictful doubt.
doubt,
But he's not real.
All right. Next one here is we have Carolyn fucking Fern. So as I mentioned earlier, horror is a big thing, and then after one of your card effect heals horror from an investigator ally asset, the healed card's controller gains 1 resource. It's also no coincidence that the majority of the campaigns that we've had in Carcosa, the 2 that I can think of that we played with Carolyn Fern, we absolutely crushed the last scenario. It's because the last scenario really puts the pressure on your horror stat. Like, really puts the pressure on your horror stat. So having someone that's built around healing that makes that last scenario a lot less stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, she's got a drawing of a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like not the good one. Hypnotic therapy is so much better.
Yeah.
But the other one is drawing of a cat, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. The downside to the drawing of a cat is not that the drawing of a cat isn't good.
It just takes forever to get online.
It's that to fight the Black Wind is a little bit of a kicking.
Yeah, that one's also pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right. This next one is just Will Yorick. Brent, I'll let you talk about this one.
I have said several times today is that Will Yorick has this cool like hold don't die thing going for him, and like we were talking about being able to evade the Big Bud Baby forever. If you're Will Yorick, you can just kill him forever, and like he can't stop you. He shows up and he's like "Screeyaw," and you're like teddy bear. Now I cut you.
One of my favorite parts of the patron game that I did is when one of the patrons referred to it as Big Butt Baby. I was like,
yes!
let's go!
Yes!
I don't even know that thing's real name.
Yeah, I don't either, actually, now I think about it. No, I do. It's like Emissary of Carcosa or something like that.
Royal Emissary?
Royal Emissary,
Yeah.
There might be a subtype, actually. Or it's subtitle.
I don't know. He's a baby.
It's
He's got a
something
big
like
butt.
Yeah. Next one here is a small category, but we're doing a special shout out to Harvey Walters, which is hand size investigators. Travis, why is this one?
Because the game likes to give you the treacheries that are hidden, and they count as cards in your hand. And then also, if you have a bigger hand size, one of the downsides to having them, that you're not allowed to have other cards in your hand just doesn't exist because you have 5 of them, and they're probably gonna limit what you're doing to some degree, but also you're like, I still can have 8 other cards in my hand.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you're playing the first scenario in the return to box, and the contest says like, you have 2 less hand size, and you're like, is this a fucking joke?
Okay, I have 8.
Like, all right, my hand size is still 14.
Yeah.
And our last little category here is just play the busted investigators.
It's Mandy again.
It's Mandy.
Yep.
It's Rex. It's Stella. They're
real
good.
They're really, really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right.
That's kind of just it.
Our patron contribution this week
I can only talk about them so much.
is from Vit, as you can see here, and it's Lola Hayes for storytelling. What do you think, Travis?
Yeah, getting to start backstage instead of not in the lobby, but like whatever the middle location is a huge difference. You also get like a paragraph or something like that of text to read, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I choose to believe that he means the storytelling of how things all explode horribly because you have chosen to play Lola and your team is now down a man.
She's actually the emissary of Carcosa.
Yeah.
She is the royal emissary.
I choose to believe that.
You guys remember that time I played Lola and Carcosa and just crippled our team?
Yeah,
like a dog with 2 legs.
Like as I said, as I was going through, and I was like, this first one where it was like, I played Lola, and then there was 2 episodes later, I was Min.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, as we restarted. But you know, she does get her own little block of text, and she starts one location over. She's done it.
Yeah. Like, is Lola good?
No.
She's got 6 and 6, and her numbers never get to be 27.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is that.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week for another list video. If you made it this far, consider leaving a comment, subscribing, liking, all that stuff helps push us up the YouTube machine. Trunk, 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 and then that's
the sound it
it
makes.
is the sound it makes. I've seen it. I've talked to Dr. YouTube, and he showed me the algorithm. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.